Hey friends, I want to share with you a story I learned from personal experience actually, and through many of my clients, and that is the relationship between the gut and overall inflammation. So when you think about the gut, it's pretty limited just to this kind of core area here. And so you assume that every problem that is gut related is limited to this core area, or in some ways just affects bowel movements, gas, bloating, all of those components. Well, we've seen through hundreds and hundreds of stool tests and coaching people through correcting their gut microbiome that these can actually have really far-reaching impacts that you wouldn't even expect. For me personally, I've seen a big change in inflammation, specifically pain, in seemingly unrelated spots. So let's draw our little person here. Okay, kind of see that. So, as I mentioned, you assume everything gut related is going to be right in here. Well, we worked with people to remove either foods that they're sensitive to or have allergies to, or corrected biomes to reduce the fecal secretory IgA, which can be a source of inflammation, correcting the biome in general just to make more bacteria that are less inflammatory and get rid of some of the pro-inflammatory bacteria. And I've seen people that have had, great improvements with shoulder pain, neck pain, jaw tightness, knee pain, seemingly unrelated stuff. And in my own experience, I did a lot of physical therapy, movement, stretching to try to alleviate some jaw and neck pain I was experiencing. But it wasn't until I learned that I had a sensitivity to eggs and I cut those out of my diet that all these pains started to go away. And it wasn't necessarily a structural or mechanical issue. It was a systemic inflammation issue stemming from the gut, but that adds to your kind of overall, level of inflammation. So, you can have very acute or specific inflammation that's affecting a certain joint, but I believe you also have this just kind of, overall system-wide inflammation that can then go into these problem areas, whether they're your joints or go to your brain, which can lead to brain fog, cause anxiety, has far-reaching impacts. So I'd like for you, to take nothing away from this, is just to think that, inflammation isn't limited to one area, and systemic inflammation can have impacts across the body, mentally and physically. And, a very big source that we found of inflammation stems from the gut. So if you are struggling with chronic pain or, a vast variety of issues, and you've tried what you think is everything, it might be worth taking a shot and looking at your gut, completing a stool test, and taking a deeper dive into food sensitivities and everything that will stem from this area, because it has far-reaching impacts. So hope you found that helpful. Keep tuned for more videos.